Hello, science students. Welcome to Pre-AP Chemistry. I'm Diana Bartlett, and I'm really looking forward to this year. I wish we could be back in person, and I can't wait to be back in person. I love to teach, been teaching for a long time, and I'm just glad that we finally are getting started. And I wanted to do a little video to welcome you, give you a little taste of what to expect, talk about just a few general things. I want to do a little cool demonstration, and then I'll talk a little bit about myself. But I know this is going to be a challenging year for you, and I will try my best to teach you, to answer your questions, to be available, and to give you enough practice and resources to help you master the material and pass the class. We are going to cover everything that you need to know to be successful in Mrs. Rader's AP chemistry class. So we basically cover one semester of college chemistry, and then AP usually covers the other half. We're going to, just do a variety of different things. Chemistry, every unit is different. One, you're going to learn about safety and glassware, and others you're going to talk about the atom and very abstract things. Then you'll talk about chemical reactions. So there's a lot of different things that you're going to be doing. Just wanted to let you know that I will check my email and messages from about 8 to 8. I'll try to be available to you after the normal school day, just in case that you have questions. You can always email me at any time, but that's the times that I will try to respond as soon as I can. My main thing that I'm going to be using is Google Classroom Remind, so I can send you like instant messages. I'll have sign-ups for that later. And then Zoom class. So we're scheduled to be every day for 2 hours on Zoom. Now, will I use the whole time? Probably, because there is a lot of material. Some of it's difficult, especially when we get into measurements and significant figures and math problems. We'll need a lot of practice. So I will either teach or have some demonstrations and then give you some work and be available for questions. But we're going to plan on using that time. We're starting out with a shorter year, since we're starting later, and then with this day 1, day 2, we're going to lose time. So I'm going to try to be as efficient as I can. Not give you busy work, but give you work that you will need to practice. As far as books, this is the book that we are using. Okay, it's called The Central Science. Also called the Brown LeMay book. Now, this is the edition that we're using, which is the 11th edition. You can pretty much use any edition that you want. You can probably use a lot of different chemistry books. Any type of chemistry book is a good one. There's lots of different types. However, when I post questions out of this book, I will use this. Now this, we have an online PDF, and so I will be posting every chapter in my Google Classroom so that you can either print it or read it and then be available, have your questions available in your work. Now, as far as what supplies do I need you to bring? Now, we're not going to be doing labs as we do normally. Normally, I would have you get a lab notebook, but I'm going to have you put everything in a binder. You can have a spiral notebook if you want to. You can get one of those interactive spiral notebooks that has everything uploaded directly to Google Classroom if you like, but I really need you to have a binder. Now, I gave a lot of handouts, the periodic table, and I'd like you to keep your work together at least till the end of the year. Now, you may not need a binder as thick as this one, but I would suggest, at least a 1-inch binder, unless you take a lot of notes. Now, I'm not going to go over the syllabus yet. I just wanted to kind of get in touch with you and let you know what's kind of going on. Now, what kind of class is this? This is going to be a hard class, so just expect to put the time in. But if you don't know something, if you just don't remember what an electron is or what charge it has or where it is, well, don't worry. I will catch you up. I will be available for questions, and I can guide you into the best way to recall or learn that information. Okay, now, what are we going to cover? Well, here's a little taste of it. We're going to cover safety, and when do we wear glasses? When do we wear goggles? When do we not wear anything at all? We're going to learn the difference between a crucible and an evaporating dish. And so I want you to know some of the lab equipment. For example, these. What are they called? Well, tongs. Which one is which? This is a beaker tong. It's got rubber so it doesn't scratch the glass. This is a crucible tong. Measurements. How to measure in centimeters, how to measure in inches, and how to figure out how many numbers can I get from this ruler, and that's called significant figures. What is the, maximum number that I can write off of here? How to read graduated cylinders. We're going to learn about the periodic table. I don't expect you to memorize it. I never have. But I do want you to know how to use it. What are the areas? What information can you get off of it? I want you to understand about nature. What is the shell made of? Why does it get holes in it? Why does acid affect it? Why does acid affect limestone? And you can see the different fossils in limestone. They're shells, basically. What is the chemical compound of shells? Let's do some reactions. For example, if I mix two things together, how do I know what's going to form? That's what I love about chemistry, is that before I actually mix things together, if I know what they are, I can figure out exactly what's going to happen. So let's see. I'm going to predict that a beautiful canary yellow solid that's floating around a liquid is going to form. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? I also know when I add two things together, and this happens to be hydrogen peroxide, which you put on cuts. However, this is a lot stronger. This is a 30% solution. You can't buy that outside of a chemical company. Well, what happens when I mix it with a catalyst, which is going to accelerate its decomposition? And there you have it. Chemistry is fabulous. It's fun. It's marvelous. It's so fascinating, and it can cause you to beat your head against the wall. But I hope that you enjoy this year. I look forward to seeing you. Now I'm going to do a little demonstration, another demonstration, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself. All right, see you in a minute. Hello again, science students. Welcome to my little fun demonstration. At least I think it's cool. Well, or maybe it's not too cool. I think this is an exothermic reaction, so it may not be too cool, but we'll see what you think. Anyway, I'm going to burn something. So let's see. Let me get some fire here. All right. Now, if I took a piece of paper just ordinary piece of paper and put it into the flame, you all know what it would happen. It turns into ashes and flies away, and you know what that would do. But let's try something a little more interesting. Let's try some money. I happen to have $1 over here. I don't know, kind of dollar is not that interesting. Let's see if I got anything else. Oh, I got a 5. We can try burning a $5. Well, I mean, I could take this and stick it into the flame like this, and you probably can figure out what would happen. Well, let's see if I have been able to use my chemistry powers, and I have made a magic money potion. Now, it's taken me days to prepare this and get it just right so it will work for this experiment. All right, so I'm going to take my $5 and I'm going to put it into my magic money potion, and I'm going to see if the powers can protect it from burning. All right, so let's try this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some tongs. Well, 2 different types of tongs. This one is called beaker tong, and it's got kind of a rubber on it to keep from scratching the glass. Well, I don't want to do that because it might melt the rubber. So get rid of that one. This one, however, is a crucible tong, and it's used to pick up crucibles. Well, let's try this one. There's no rubber on it. Okay, so I'm going to take my $5. I'm going to put it down into the magic money potion. We'll say the magic words, swirl it around, and see if I can protect it from burning. Okay, let's get started. What? What'd you say? Oh, okay, bring it over. Somebody's got a 20. Okay, thank you. I don't know if you'll get it back or not, but thanks. I got a 20. Yes, let's try this one. All right. So we'll take our magic money potion. Let's swirl it around. Make sure it's all nice and wet. And let's now see if it'll burn. Well, it did burn. Now, take a look. Now, I think that was pretty cool, even if it's an exothermic reaction. All right, so what happened here? And now there's some experiments that I'll do, some demonstrations. I will not tell you the secret, but I will tell you the secret of this one. If you will take and mix isopropyl alcohol, which is just rubbing alcohol, and water, and a little bit of salt. Okay, why would you use those? Well, first of all, the alcohol is going to burn. So as soon as it hits that flame, it's going to catch on fire. Well, if there's only alcohol or too much alcohol, then this bill will be crispy and burned around the edges, and whoever gave it to me will not be happy. So I need water to make the bill wet, because water won't burn. And if I have too much water and not enough alcohol, well, it's not going to create as dramatic an effect. So if you try this, remember that water will keep it from burning. The alcohol will burn off, but the heat generated by the alcohol will evaporate some of the water, but if you have the right proportions, it won't evaporate all of the water. If all of the water gets evaporated, then the bill starts to burn. The paper actually starts to burn itself. Why did I put some salt in it? Well, sodium chloride. Sodium has a little, what it does is it creates kind of a yellowish color, and you can see it a little bit better. Well, I hope you liked it. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, and then I will see you next week. Bye. Hi, this is Diana Bartlett again. Just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. This is my 7th year teaching at Madison Central, but I've been teaching over 20 years, mostly chemistry, but I've taught physics, biology, microbiology, or science. But with all that teaching, I actually did not want to be a teacher when I was young. I studied to be a chemist. I got my master's degree in chemistry. I worked for a while in a research lab and decided that just was not for me. And so I went back to school, got my teaching degree, and now I've been teaching, been very happy. I love being a teacher. But I I had a little unconventional upbringing. When I was 11, my mother moved to Mexico, and so I grew up in Mexico. I went to middle school, high school, and college. And yes, I was a hippie child with hippie mother. Where we lived was a town called Morelia, and it's about 6 hours west of Mexico City. Beautiful town, way up in the mountains. This was my high school, and it was actually part of the university. So had to pick a major when you went to high school. And then I did my chemistry, biology, pharmacy degree at the university in Morelia, and did food technology specialization my last year. So that's what I thought I was going to be doing. I've taught at many different high schools. I've taught in Mississippi. I've taught mostly Kentucky. Been at Lexington Catholic for a few years. I was at Bryan Station. I was in the Spanish immersion program, so I've also taught Spanish. I'm fluent in Spanish. Taught biology, chemistry, and physics, all in Spanish. I have 3 kids and 4 grandkids, and those are my kids and granddaughter and 3 grandboys that they live out in California. And I have a few pets, and I'll show you one of them. Well, this is my kitty cat Tesla. He's almost 12 years old. I have 3 cats. The other 2 told me that they did not want to be on camera. So, well, I also have a panda bear hamster named Rachel, but she's being babysat by my granddaughter. But I'll show you my baby. I've had him for, oh my gosh, probably about 26 years. And he's probably about 28 years old. And I usually have him in my classroom, but now he's at home right now. But this is Diego, and this is my king snake. He's very nice. He's been in classrooms ever since I got him, and he loves to be held by students. So hopefully you'll get to see him. All right. I hope you have a wonderful year. I wish you much success. And I will look forward to seeing you, and good luck, peace, and blessings. Bye.